Governor of Kogi State, we'd like to thank you specially for actually being here before the host of this event. And this is very fundamental to us. And we deeply appreciate your determination to see that value comes to Kogi State. And we can understand that you are coming here underscores the very fact that Kogi State will benefit from this primarily. And also, the larger community of energy consumers in our country, particularly the eastern and northern part of the country, where gas delivery infrastructure is still being developed. We are doing so much to make sure that this infrastructure on ground, but we haven't gotten to the point where we'll say access is fully guaranteed on the back of the pipeline. And I'm confirming that enormous work is going on, and we'll deliver them. We don't want to give you dates. As usual, we will surprise you. But before then, we understand very clearly that gas delivery must be done in the quickest manner, particularly for locations where the backbone infrastructure don't exist today. And that is why we and our partners decided that it is appropriate and timely to start 5 mini LNG projects in one location. The reasons are very clear. This is the appropriate location. Our pipeline network has reached this location. Gas is already on our pipeline, and we can easily connect to the major infrastructure that we're building up today very, very quickly. And also, Ms. Excellency, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm to you that this is not just groundbreaking. Sometimes people have this impression that groundbreaking, you'll come, talk grammar, and go. My colleague, Uzoma, has said that actually equipment for this location is already on ground at the ports and being cleared for delivery to this location. So we have very clear line of sight around delivery dates for all the 5 projects, and they will all be completed on schedule and as agreed with our partners. I would like to thank our partners for believing us and seeing the vision of Mr. President. And let me emphasize this, that Mr. President was very clear. I have the privilege of engaging him personally. And he has said over and over that this is the time for the gas revolution, that we have enormous gas resources in this country, and that gas can become the clear vehicle for bringing growth and prosperity into our country. He has told me, and the chairman of the board is here, that NNPC, you have to lead this. It is your task, and that it must be done, that he does not want stories. And particularly more so, with the CNG drive that my colleague Mike has just mentioned, the auto CNG cannot succeed without access to gas. And that is why this facility is enormous mobilizer for our efforts, the government's efforts, particularly to bring cheap fuel to the Nigerian people. And that is why we are seeing this as the vehicle for bringing cheap fuel to Nigerians across the country, and more so because Mr. President promised that he's going to make available cheap fuel to Nigerians. And I would like all of us at this moment to recognize and understand that the drive for these projects in this location is coming from Mr. President. We are seeing the business side of it. Yes, we are business. We will benefit from it, but more than anything, that all of us and our 5 partners, that we believe that this is a very, very clear opportunity for fulfillment for all our companies. And that's the second motivation that we have in this place. And thirdly, the other thing I must mention is that you can't do this without clear understanding of host communities. In this location, since we started this initiative, we have seen enormous collaboration, cooperation from the communities, particularly His Excellency, Governor Ahmed. And we thank you and the community for this. And as I've mentioned earlier, you will be the first beneficiaries of this. It's already showing up, even by Mama Put. It's the first step. And we'd like to thank you. And I will also, not going back to protocols now, the chairman of the board of directors of NNPC is here. actually dragged him from a medical location to this place. And I told him that you have an obligation, that Mr. President will hold you accountable. Yes, I'm the chief executive officer, but he's the chairman of the board of directors of this company. Ultimate responsibility will rest with him. And I would like to appreciate his presence in this place. And as we do this, you can't do it without the legislature supporting you and providing the enabling environment for our business and supporting us and creating all the incentives that are required through the federal government's or Mr. President's executive orders, which must translate into legislation of the country, even in the long term. Yes, in the short term, executive orders is what is helping us today, but we also know that the legislature has supported this process to making sure that this ultimately becomes laws of our country. In this respect, I would like to particularly thank distinguished Senator Jarek Bey, Honorable Mutu, who are with us here to grace this occasion. And of course, Natasha, you always tell me, what's the local content part of it? She has always asked me. And this whole project is local content for this location. I think you'll be happy with this. And I'd like to thank you, Natasha, distinguished Senator Natasha. And finally, I have two ministers here with me, ministers of the Federal Republic. Honorable Minister for Steel, also a son of the soil, and also our host in very many respects. Ajakuta Steel Plant is very close to us. They have helped us in very many ways, including land. And not only that, we also see them as potential customers. So our eyes are on the Ajakuta Steel Mill. And finally, my minister, Right Honorable Ekperepe, I know what he asks me every day. As late as, and I'll share this with you, yesterday evening around 5 p.m., I walked into his office. He said, Mele, okay, how far are we on this? All these gas projects, AKK, OB3. And I told him, Minister, wait, I will give you a written brief, but come and see the one that has already worked. And I want to thank you for coming here and putting all the pressures on us to make sure that we deliver on these projects. But I would like to just reaffirm that we in NNPC, and me and my colleagues, they are all here, the body of our workers, who are very challenged to deliver not just this project, but other gas infrastructure projects. As business, yes, and because the law said that we must guarantee energy security for our country. This is the second reason we have. But thirdly, Mr. President has a clear ambition for this country and the prosperity of this country, and we understand very clearly that this will be on the backbone of the oil and gas industry, and particularly so on the back of gas development. And when he delivers, everyone here benefits and enjoys, and those who are not here. And we believe that from this facility, gas can be delivered to Maiduguri, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, all the way around. As you can see, one of the principal partners we have, BOA, is already taking CNG or LNG from Port Harcourt into its locations in Port Harcourt, in Sokoto. So we know that this is bringing it closer, cheaper for all our partners and for all our consumers. And may I use this opportunity on behalf of all of us to thank Mr. President for putting this pressure of delivery so that in the very short term, we'll see the value that is coming to us. And of course, we can't do it without our workers. Nupe Pengasan, who are helping us, our workers, and their leadership who are here, we'd like to thank you. And our royal fathers, this is actually, I really thought that you will thank us because it is for you, it's your community. But I would like to thank you for when you come back up later, you will thank us. Thank you very much.